What's up, everybody? This review, we're taking a look at the Mythic Legion's Silver Knight 2. So this is a figure that I was pretty interested in. I do like Mythic Legion's figures. I've been trying to really get what just kind of calls to me. I think it's really cool because they have a figure for like different types of fantasy roles that you might like. Some people are really into skeletons. You got skeletons. Some people are really into orcs. Got orcs, dwarves, barbarians. They got something for pretty much everybody. I've always had a thing for knights for some reason. I've always liked them, the armor, that sort of thing. I thought they looked pretty cool. Um, and so that's kind of what attracts me more to the Legion's line. And seeing a silver knight, I was like, yeah, I got to pick that up. So I've got several different knight figures that I really love, and they've gotten better and better. Um, Seeing this guy, this is a number 2, so it is an upgrade from the previous version, the early release, and that's pretty cool. And I believe these guys are made to order, so whatever's out there is going to be out there. I believe that's it. So yeah, you got this pretty cool Mythic Legion's logo with this nice shiny silver. He's a lot more silver than I thought he was gonna be. Like, that caught me off guard. You can see him in their collector friendly packaging. The back does slide out so you can repackage if you want to. You've got the side with a little bit of a bio there. You got the back, more of a story. And then you got the other side. You got the order. And just really cool. So let's get them open and check them out. So here is the Silver Knight outside of the packaging, and he looks pretty cool. That silver is definitely popping, and it is shinier than what I thought it was going to be. That's definitely an eye catcher. He looks pretty cool, though. We'll set him to the side. Accessory-wise, you've got his sword. Nice little holder there. You got this nice sword here. Nice silver on there. Gold on the handle. Just feels really good. You get his spear. So you get that gold. You get the silver on the end. And in the packaging, you get the other end to it. You just slide that on. So really nice. You get a couple of different toppers for his helmet. Really nice red with a nice little shading in there. Really good details brought out by that paint. That's going to look awesome on top. Different shoulder armors, the pauldrons. I like this style. Even though we've got it with different characters before, I do like this look. Looks good. He's got a couple of grippy hands, and then we've got a couple of other ones that have vertical hinges. Perfect for different poses with the sword. But the hand sculpts look good. You get the shield. You got a new style shield. So what they did with the shields now is you can leave it like this. You got your basic shield for builders. And if you want, you can actually pop this out and replace it with a different emblem. Something that catches your fancy. Customizers can make something. But this guy actually came with this different emblem here. Plugs right in. How cool is that? Now you got the peg there. Same thing on the other end. And you got different handles. Because they used to make them with this little C-arm. And you can use that. Some people still like that. They made a newer style with the handle. So it's definitely, it's just up to you, your choice, because everybody had a different view on which one was better or which one they liked more. So pretty cool. And there's a notch where this will go in and fit into the shield. I'll leave it like that. and I prefer this style, so I'll leave that there. He also comes with a swappable faceplate. So he comes with this style, and then has this other one here. So you can add it to there, different toppers without the shoulder pauldrons, and you've already got a bunch of different mixtures between those three different swaps. So this guy is going to be really cool being a modular like that. So taking a look at him, really nice head sculpt here. Definitely looks like a knight that you would see in a movie or something with the point here. Nice face sculpt. And I believe this is going to be like a faceplate. You can pop out and you can replace it. Yeah, I think you can see where the lines are, and you can kind of see in there where you can remove it. So yeah, that's going to be cool for customizing. If you've seen this armor before, it's just all in silver this time. No real crazy details. A little bit different of a silver along the chainmail portion, but not very different. And then the only thing really breaking it up is this brown belt here, but it is nicely painted to look worn. So it looks really, really good. You can see all these details in there. Just a good looking figure. Get the sharp points on the elbows. Really cool. So we'll start with this little topper here. Got your little spear here. Horizontal hinge. And remember, these guys, you want to warm these guys up before you really start messing with them a little bit. Definitely don't jump straight into going crazy. You use like warm water or like a blow dryer. Warm water is my preference to loosen everything up. Yeah, it looks cool. Check that out. Imagine like a couple of them just standing somewhere, just as guards. Really awesome. Of course, you get the other hand free, so we could throw the shield in. They could be statues just sitting, lining a hallway. Have them ready to fight. That sort of thing. I mean, they look cool. I guess I didn't really get into the articulation, huh? So it's on a ball peg with the hinge there. So the head will move forward and look down pretty good. It will look up really nice. Like that's really good. And it's on the ball joint right there, so you can move around. T-pose. About as far as going to a T. Not bad. That's what you want, at least a T. No butterfly joints or anything like that, but the arm does come straight forward like that. And I believe with the arm, the elbow, it's going to help the way that it's cut. It's going to help come across the front there. You can see it about midline. No bicep cut or anything like that. I kind of wish it did. I always like the bicep cut. Everything is in the elbow, so hinge, rotation. You get a joint here at the top of the gauntlet, and then you get one here. In the base with the hinge for the hand, just a ball waist. So you're just hoping to get the best articulation out of there. Leg goes forward about that far. Not terrible. Almost all the way forward. Back to neutral. Goes out really far sideways. So pretty good. You got the upper thigh cut. Single jointed knee, but it does go back pretty good. Hinge. Ball at the ankle. And a little bit of a pivot in there. Yeah, he's got some good joints in there. This one, the way that they cut it does help it get some pretty decent range of motion, which is really nice because the earlier versions were not like that at all. So I'm glad, and it was one of the things that was kind of turning me away from them. And then they introduced Valiant Knight, and that was just a game changer. I love my knights. I need them to pose really, really nice. So get a little army going, form a wall with their spears. Really cool. And while this is a cool mask, I do like this one. The other style we've seen here lately is something that I absolutely kind of love, I guess. And it's this little gated one. I think it's so nice. And again, this is where the helmet will separate, and you can remove the face. And I guess you could just put that, and then put this, and then it'd look hollow, like just a suit of armor sitting there. If you want to make a display, like you're walking along the hall. So really cool though. I really like this helmet. I can tell you already, I really like this topper here. Mine looks a little weird there on the end. Not very compressed like the other one was, I guess. But yeah, looks good. Check that out. So I like the Silver Knight with the vertical hinges in the wrist, so I switched out his hand just because it's a little more of a natural pose to me. I think if he's pointing with his sword, you can see how he's flexed like that. You're going to be swinging it and coming down with it like that. You're going to thrust with the spear like that. So I like to keep that on there. But just look how sick that looks. I did put the sword on this belt through one of the loops. But that looks cool to me. That looks so awesome. I think that looks really, really, really amazing. I love it. I just love that look. And that's probably how I would leave him somewhere. I mean, look how crazy that is. And I've got the shoulder pauldrons on him now, also, if you didn't notice. But I mean, again, you take those off, it's a different person. You switch the faceplate, you switch the topper, you just mix and match all the way around. You get the different shield. I mean, it's crazy. And to get such a nice figure like this, a lot of people have been getting like custom made robes for him and throwing it on there, and it just looks so good. But sitting here like this and just seeing the light reflect off of it like that is just so awesome. I love it. This looks so cool. I love the way that it's doing that. What do y'all think? Just so cool. So for a quick comparison, we've got Sir Aldrich and we've got one of our first Templars, and they've come a long way from this guy. You can see the way that this guy is like built and cut. He doesn't move that well at all. That's as far in as his arm goes. And that was part of the problem, was that you couldn't get like dual wielding poses or two-handed poses out of them. And they've gotten a lot better with it. Just the range of motion on everything, just the way that it's cut. Now, his stuff is all plastic and everything like that. And Sir Aldrich has soft goods in the waist, but there are other ones that have soft upper and soft lowers to cover the armor and still retain the articulation, the newer style articulation. So this guy definitely got outdated. He still looks cool, and I guess he's good for a background character. But I mean, yeah, he's pretty much done for. And then you've got these two that have a newer style, which looks really cool. So the legs are pretty much the same. The lower legs, yeah, the upper body is different. You can tell by the upper the ab section, the different sculpt in there. The arms are the same. So different torso, different pauldrons. Look at that faceplate. It's just Aldrich has more paint on him, and it's not like you can't take this guy and do it too, because that was one of their things is, you can paint a lot of these figures and customize it, make it really easy. Just put some gold on the little dots, and man, you make it that much more different. And the toppers are the same, but of course you get extra ones with the Silver Knight. You got the different faceplates because this is Aldrich and the name character. This is just a normal guy, but you could technically swap it. I believe they would fit. I'm going to check that right now. Would you look at that? They swap perfectly. Really cool. So you could, potentially get a second one of these, swap the faceplates, and you've got new characters just like that. So really cool. Yeah, I love the night stuff. They've been putting in some work in them. Of course, I'm always going to want more articulation, range of motion, something like that. Just something. Just because I love the knights, but I do love this guy. The Silver Knight is pretty cool. So how cool is that? You get a couple of them, and you can set up a different scene. Of course, maybe they're guards. You got Aldrich back there, and you've got these two in front of him protecting him, or you just walked into the palace, and these guys are here making sure everybody is, being okay. Walking into the church, that sort of thing. Um, Really cool. They look awesome together. There's the different styles, the different face masks, the different toppers. Both got the shoulder pauldrons, but the different shields with the emblems, the sword, the spear. So just alternate looks. Then you can mix and match, of course, all the different things and parts. But yeah, I think these guys look pretty amazing. And then, of course, when you get more than one, he looks even more amazing. People have been taking that body again and getting custom tunics made um, to make them even more amazing than that. So I really like this figure. I think it's pretty cool. It's just pretty basic, but it looks really nice, and the potential for it, the fun factor for it, all the different mixing opportunities that you get with it is just really cool. Yeah, I think it makes it even more worth it. And I don't think they were like a crazy price point or anything like that. And I don't know how hard it's going to be to find here later on, because it was, I believe it was made to order. And man, they just look really, really cool. They're so awesome. I'm really liking these guys. So yeah, hopefully I showed you enough so that you get a good idea of what these guys can do, and maybe what you want to do with them, how they might fit in your collection. Um, Maybe you're into just knights, or maybe you want to do knights and skeletons, that sort of thing, or goblins. It's your world as always. Um, so I'm just hoping that I helped out in some way by showing you all the different possibilities, or at least some of the possibilities. You probably got an idea of even the other things that could do, because the Mythic Legions are pop and swappable, so you can switch parts between those two or other knights or skeletons, and have a undead skeleton in there, or different kinds of things. So just got to be very creative. I don't want to say you have to be very creative, but the more creative you are, the more that you can get out of these guys if you want to. You don't have to be. Again, as a basic figure, he looks pretty amazing. The articulation is good. For a simple paint, it looks really nice. It stand out, and I love the different extra parts you get. So hopefully I helped you out in some way, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Later.